we now know that Donnie Schatz has left Tony Stewart Racing, and Tony has came out in an interview and said that it was not mutual. Obviously, there's been some performance issues between the Schatz and Stewart camp. However, the issue may have been the relationship between Stewart and Schatz is now gone. Tony Stewart Racing replaced Donnie Schatz with Kerry Madsen, and Donnie Schatz, of course, has went over to Big Game Motorsports to be a teammate with David Gravel. Here's the new design that he will be debuting tonight with the World of Outlaws. It's weird to me. I don't like it, and I want everybody to be crystal clear here. I am not saying anything about the design. I'm a graphic designer myself, shameless plug, but I have a lot of respect for Sean at Blackbeard. The design itself is amazing, but seeing Donnie Schatz in those colors with that number font, I don't really care for it too much. Going forward, what happened? Obviously, Kerry Madsen is just a replacement driver to fill out the rest of the 2025 season. He's who was available. I don't see him sticking around for 2026. I see there being a possibility of somebody like Giovanni Scelzi, who's currently filling in for Tyler Courtney after his injury at Eldora. I also could see Ryan Timms taking over that ride coming off last week's huge Knoxville Nationals win. And I'm not 100% certain that Schatz will stay with Big Game past the 2025 season. I think there's a possibility that Donnie goes and drives for himself, which he already has a team with his nieces driving sprint cars. But what raised an interesting question in my mind when I saw all this was why? I mean, obviously the performance was not there. Donnie Schatz does not have a World of Outlaw win this season, and that's crazy coming from a guy who's touted as sharing the throne with Steve Kinser as being one of the GOATs. I think Kinser here will always be the all-time GOAT, but Donnie Schatz is a close second. But Tony Stewart's known for not keeping people around if they're not performing to their level that they're expected to, unless you sell a lot of t-shirts. This is just merely speculation. I have nothing to go on about this. I have no kind of leads or sources or anything like that. This is just 100%. This is what I thought when I saw it. Tony Stewart and Kyle Larson are very good friends. Donnie loves the World of Outlaw series because that is where he's made his name. He's one of the greats of the World of Outlaw, so obviously he does not want to leave that. Well, what if, and this is a what if, okay? Do not take what I'm saying as factual evidence. But what if Donnie didn't want to leave the World of Outlaws and Tony said, I want to go to High Limit? Well, you split ways and then say his performance been lacking. He barely made the Knoxville Nationals. It was time for a new driver. Again, I don't know if that was the case, but it seems like that it could be a believable scenario. I guess we'll find out in 2026. Let me know what you think. Was Stewart right in firing Schatz? How do you think Donnie Schatz will fare for the rest of the season in the Big Game Motorsports car?